Hey guys, here we go into Gatti versus Mayweather, and the primary focus of this video is going to be talking about changing positions, and we're going to be talking about why Gatti got beat up so bad because he doesn't know how to change positions. Now, no disrespect to Gatti, rest in peace, brother. I've learned a lot about boxing from watching your fights. Even though I know anytime I get on the line with anybody, I know I don't want to do anything that you do. Because you get hit a lot, brother. You get hit a lot. And the reason is because you don't move your head when you throw punches. You don't change positions, right? See how he has to change positions like this? But his head in each of these attacks is in the same position, right? It's not right hand, his head moves to the left. Left hand, his head moves to the right. Right hand is meant to move to the left. It's all on the same line, right? And we're going to only watch the stuff from the heavy bags. But notice, he doesn't finish his weight transitions here either. His weight transition, even when he does throw his right, his head, even though it's getting over there, he's getting into position two. He's not really sinking into it, right? Delving further down the line, right? Getting kind of stuck and then moving back. But again, let's watch him throw any of these punches. Now, again, I don't want to talk shit about him, but the kind of style where you shoot your punches and you bring them straight back to your hands, right? You straight back to the same position, right? And again, see how he does that here with the right hand after? Boom. And then he brings it back. What does he do with his left hand? Is he moving off the line? Is he controlling his opponent? Is he feinting? Is he changing positions? Not really. He's looking to mostly attack out of this neutral position, right? And stay on the line. This is the reason, if you train this way, that you're going to get beat up when you fight people. Look at how his head doesn't move at all when he throws this combination. 1, 2, 3, right? That uppercut, right? Boom, boom, boom. But his head is in the same place in all three punches. That's a big problem. Now, this combination here, right? When he comes forward, 1, 2, but his head is almost in the same position, right? He's not really transferring or getting his weight into that position. And then look at how he brings his weight back. Right? He just sticks his lead hand out there. Boom. And then comes back, right? Again, this is not how you fight somebody. You will never, ever, ever get on the line with somebody, throw a right hand, and then stay there and then pull it back really slowly, right? Or pull it back without a punch, or pull it back without moving your head, right? Pull it back without changing what side of the line your head is on, right? Very, very, very important. Again, all these punches, right? His head does change a little bit on the left hook there, but for the most part, like with these jabs here at the end, his head is staying in the same position, right? See how his head stays in the same position when he's on the heavy bag? Some decent work with the left hook there, but there's a few better examples. Staying on the line again, boom, 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 ducking after. Good weight transitions there, decent there, but look at these kinds of combinations. If these are the kinds of these kinds of attacks that he's getting out of the line with, and notice, right hand, where does he go? He just circles to the right. But that means he's going to be completely in line for the left hook from his opponent if he ever throws a right hand, right? But anyway, again, throwing his punches straight, not really changing positions. Now, we're going to take a look at him fighting Mayweather. We're going to start from the beginning. And what I want you to focus on is how Gatti's head almost never moves. Now, the reason that this is important, you guys, the reason that you have to move your head when you fight is because one of the first things that your opponent is going to try to do when he fights you is figure out where your head is. And then he's going to look to isolate you and isolate your positions so that he can figure out where your head is going to be at all times. So if you already don't move and move your head and change positions when you fight your opponent, half of the work that your opponent has to do to set punches up against you is already done. You already did it for him, right? Think about that idea. Now, Gatti, when he's baiting this attack from Mayweather, right? Great attack. He shoots this jab, right? Changes positions and times Mayweather coming forward with this uppercut. Perfect, right? Except that he doesn't land it. So Mayweather on the front foot, comes forward, leaps in. Now, Gatti is shooting this uppercut, but notice his head doesn't cross the line. So even though him and Mayweather are making a move at the same time, because Gatti's head doesn't cross the line, it means when Mayweather finishes his weight transition, his head is going to be in the same position it was when Mayweather started his weight transition. What does that mean? It means Mayweather's going to punch him in the face. That's what that means. Now, Mayweather's head is going from the back foot here, right, to the front foot through his right hand. What does that mean? That means that when Mayweather started his attack, he was on one side of Gatti's line, and when he ended his attack, he was on the other side of Gatti's line. And that's why Gatti's missing his right uppercut here, is because he's attacking the wrong zone. Because he doesn't realize that when you punch, you have to change positions. Because that's the way that your weight works. Now, I don't care what anyone in the comments says. The people are saying all this crazy stuff on my channel. I know. You guys don't know how to fight, and it's okay. I'm here to teach you. I'm going to tell you. I'm telling you for free. You could pay hundreds of thousands of dollars at a gym, and nobody's going to tell you the kind of stuff I'm telling you. Right? That's why you're going to say crazy stuff in the comments, because you already have a bad boxing coach who's stealing all your money, and now you have to find a way to feel validated in paying them all that money that they're ripping you off taking. But anyway, one thing I do want to point out, Gatti lands his left hook, right? Why does he land his left hook? Well, when Gatti throws it, Mayweather's head is on his front foot, right? When Mayweather he starts his left hook, Mayweather's head is on his left foot, on the front foot. When Gatti ends that weight transition or ends that punch, Mayweather's head is still in the position, so he gets hit. Common sense, right? But think about that. Think about if that idea is common sense, why isn't it also common sense that you move your head and transition your weight when you throw punches? Now again, when you throw punches from the back foot, right, the jab from the back foot, it's very dangerous, right? Because you defend yourself on the front foot with your rear hand, right? But if you're transitioning your weight to the back foot with your jab, because this is going to line your heels up in that way, you cannot get your right hand, in a position to defend you quickly enough, right? He's completely exposing his line by lunging from the back foot to the front foot. But the real problem is that he's ending his attack on the same side of the line as he started it. So Mayweather doesn't have to change positions nearly at all. He can just throw the left hook and attack him. And again, transitioning your weight, right? If your goal is to start your punch in one position and then end your punch in the same position, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to get countered. People are going to find where your head is extremely easily, and they're going to kick your ass. Again, look at Gatti coming forward on the back foot, not transitioning his weight, making an attack to Mayweather's body, and Mayweather countering him with that left hook immediately. Again, he's not changing positions. Some decent head movement here. This is more along the lines of what he needs to be doing. But again, see how his head is on the one side, and then he attacks? Mayweather finds him with the counter, right? Easily able to control him and then attack him, right? Boom, boom. And look at Mayweather's weight transition when he goes from the back foot to the front foot to the back foot, right? Whereas Gatti's weight is in the same, his head is in the same position through all of those motions, right? The only time that Mayweather is in danger is when he's on the line with Gatti. Gatti, because he's not changing his position at all, he's not transitioning his weight at all, he's literally always in danger. Always. Because Mayweather always knows what punch he needs to throw to attack Gatti. Because he always knows where Gatti is, right? Again, bringing your hands back to the same position, right? How do you do that, right? When you punch, you have to change positions. But he's not, so he's getting clapped. He's just getting smashed. And the real beating hasn't even started. Well, after this round, now that I've highlighted those little errors, actually, we'll just take a look at some of the later rounds. Look at Mayweather, right? When he shoots, back foot, front foot, back foot, right? Constantly transitioning his weight and changing his position. Now, I don't want to focus too much on Mayweather. I wanted to focus on the lack, well, I mean, I will, but I want to continue focusing on the lack of Arturo Gatti's active guard, right? And I talk about this a lot on my channel. It's really just changing positions, feinting and probing, and looking for ways to manipulate your opponent's position. That's what you're looking to do in boxing. And as you can see, Gatti's not even making it hard for Mayweather. Gatti's already keeping his head in the same position on his own, right? He throw a right hand right there that gets his head from the back foot to the front foot, right? Good right hand. He misses, right? But look at his head. Look at where his weight is, right? When you don't transition your weight, you're basically just throwing like probing punches, right? You can't really get any power or any of your weight into the shot. But, you know, and again, not to disrespect Gatti. No offense to Gatti. You could, but if you practice your whole life, and I want you guys to think about this idea. This is very, very, very important. If you practice that style of boxing, right, bringing your hands right back to the same place, I promise you will never be better at it than Arturo Gatti was. Do you understand that idea? Arturo Gatti was a professional fighter. He'd been training since he was a little kid, mastering these flawed ideas, right? Able to turn those flawed ideas into a pro career. Now, I'm not saying Gatti was a bad fighter, but this fundamental flaw is the reason why we're saying, oh, wow, Mayweather's the greatest ever, and not Arturo Gatti, okay? That's why nobody says, I want to be Arturo Gatti when I grow up. I mean, some people probably say that. No offense to Gatti. Well, we're going to skip it forward. We're going to go to, like, round 4 already. Actually, we'll watch round 3. Look at his face already swollen, man. He's just taking a beating. But that's why people say they want to be Mayweather, right? Mayweather is very good at crossing the line. He's very good at controlling you. He's very good at manipulating your line and landing punches. Now, again, Mayweather, he's the better fighter. He knows how to control his opponent better, right? So Gatti's coming forward with the lead hand control here, but look at Mayweather control the lead hand just by touching that right hand. He wants Gatti to stay in this position. He doesn't want to feint Gatti, right? Because this is the position that he wants Gatti in so he can land his straight right hand. So he's not going to be changing positions. Now, that might make you, on the surface level, be like, okay, that's a fundamental flaw, and it is, right? But Mayweather is going to be more likely to be able to get away with stuff like that because of the fact that he understands when he needs to be controlling his opponent and when he doesn't. Now, again, Gatti, right, doesn't change positions. Look at when he's circling around. His head's not moving with his weight. He has to shuffle around already. He's never going to find himself in position to throw counters or control Mayweather if he doesn't change positions. Now, again, right, coming forward with the jab, not changing positions here. Whoops. But I'm really hoping Mayweather changing positions. The jab comes at him. What does he do? Gets into position 2, gets away from it. Gatti coming forward, back, front, and then look at Gatti try to change positions on Mayweather, right? But he doesn't know how to do it. He hasn't been feinting. He hasn't been probing, right? And as soon as he changes positions, Mayweather says nope and attacks him, right? That attack right there is going to, if Gatti doesn't think he can find a way to counter that attack so that he can solidify himself in that position, he's never going to go into that position again, right? And that's going to mean that he's going to fight on the back foot. Now, nice work from Mayweather here. Really, really close here. Boom, to the front foot, back foot, and he picks up on the fact that Gatti is going to do this, right? So Mayweather probes him with the jab so he can set up this right hand and barely misses, man, barely. But essentially in boxing, this is exactly what you're trying to do. Feint your opponent into position 2 and land a right hand. Now, Mayweather barely misses, barely. But he's right on the money. And again, when Gatti comes forward, doesn't change his head position, right? I think the only reason he does here is because he gets hit with a shot, right? Again, right? The jabs. You don't throw punches like this. You don't go straight out and then back, right? And we'll see when Mayweather starts clipping him with the pull counter. Again, doesn't change positions. Mayweather's able to find him. You know, he does a good job landing a good body shot there. Mayweather plays it off like it's low, but, you know, because he wants that flawless victory. But maybe he did get punched one time in this fight. I don't know. Again, because he comes forward and doesn't change positions, right? His head is always in the same spot. Mayweather's easily able to find him when he shuffles back, right? And then transitions his way to the front foot and then back to the back foot through that left cross right there. And because of the fact that Gatti doesn't practice with positions, he doesn't even understand that Mayweather is opening up his guard right there so that he can throw that left hand. He has no idea. He has no idea that he's in danger there because he's used to people only fighting in one position on the line. Now, I thought this video was going to be better because I thought we were going to get to see more of Gatti getting his butt kicked, but it's a relatively slow round. Maybe I should have picked one of the later ones. Again, not changing positions, right? Kind of coming forward, but not moving his head. He doesn't get his head all the way on the front foot, so he has almost no way to get away from this left hook here. And again, shooting that shot and staying in the same position, right? You have to change positions when you shoot your punch. And you can't shoot the jab from the back foot, right? Very, very dangerous attack. Fundamentally, because Gatti, doesn't understand the difference between being on the front foot or the back foot and how these positions change what punches your opponent can and can't throw, he doesn't actually have the opportunity to safely figure out how to set up his jab. He probably doesn't even know. Well, I mean, of course he knows, right? But like, knows all of the reasons why you have different jabs in the first place. Look at him try to change positions and Mayweather attacking him. Now, see how here he gets to the front foot, Mayweather does, and Gatti starts rolling forward onto that timing to his own front foot, and Mayweather explodes out of his guard and attacks him. Again, Gatti not understanding what position Mayweather is in. He has no idea what Mayweather's going to do from this position, right? So you can't anticipate that that jab is going to come because, well, he doesn't throw punches like that. He's throwing all of his punches from one position, from the back foot, right? Whereas Mayweather is getting his weight on the front foot, leaning into it, right? Then he throws the right hand. Then he throws the left hook and gets his weight to the back foot. Then he pivots off and moves off the line. But it's because his head is able to cross his opponent's line, right? Watch Mayweather's head go from the left side of Gatti's head to the right side of Gatti's head to the left side of Gatti's head and then outside his shoulder, right? Beautiful boxing from Mayweather. He's destroying Gatti, and watch Gatti's head not go anywhere. He's not doing anything, right? He's literally in one position. And this is how you'll fight if you only practice extending your hands and then bringing them back, right? Basically Gatti. Now, anyway, I'm not sure. Oh, I have really good news for my patrons. My roommate actually owns a combat sports gym for Muay Thai, and we do like boxing together sometimes. And because of the coronavirus, everyone's had so much extra free time, kinda. You know, it's not really like, I don't know, you know, it's coronavirus stuff. But because of that, they were able to clean out the garage and put a gym up. So now I have access to like a private gym where I can do boxing videos, I can do heavy bag videos, I can do like more interactive stuff because I'll have a private place where I can talk and teach and kind of give like boxing lectures. And I may even have a partner there, the Muay Thai, my Muay Thai roommate, Stephanie, who can do videos with me, the very, 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 very most important partner drills, right? A lot of people are doing this online, what's it called? I've been getting a lot of comments about it. The shadow boxing thing where some guy shadow boxes in front of a mirror, right? But let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen anyone shadow boxing on a mirror throw a leaping left hook, right? Gets on the front foot, transfers his weight to his back foot through the hook. Have you ever seen anybody do that? Have you ever seen anyone lean on the front foot to disguise their right hand or disguise their jab? No, because those videos are so fundamentally flawed because that's not how you get on the line, right? If you're going to stand in front of your opponent and let them throw punches at you, you're going to get knocked out. And this is what's happening to Gatti, right? He only has experience with someone, right? Think about his opponent as being his coach, right? He only has experience fighting someone who stands on the line with them and waits for him to come to them, right? Think about that theory of mitt holding, right? Whereas Mayweather's style of mitt holding, the pads are being moved into him. He's the one that's on the line already, right? So he has experience seeing someone come at him, so he understands when he needs to be attacking these zones. It's a more realistic idea. And when I start training, maybe if my roommate comes home, she's actually with her parents or with her family in their hometown. But when she comes back, I'll be able to do these videos and talk about them and talk about the way that you should be perceiving the pad work, right? Pads are a very, very important part of boxing, and making sure that you understand what position you're attacking at each time when you're hitting the pads will be paramount to you figuring out your technique. Now again, his head is always in the same position, right? Mayweather does a great job controlling him there. He does do a good job of getting his head to position 1 to roll this punch, right? But, uh-oh, here comes. Again, not changing positions, right? Easy work. Oh, it's not because his left hand is down, guys. That's not why. It's just because it's easy work. He doesn't know how to change positions. I mean, he's trying to do his best right here. Jab. Not bad. It's funny, I remember exactly where I was when I watched this fight. It was well, I don't want to talk about it. A lot of people watch this channel, the people that I know, so but it's really funny. Oh, again, one position, right? Pull countered. Easy work. And look at Mayweather. From the back foot to the front foot, right? Changing positions as he attacks, right? That's going to make it very difficult for Arturo Gatti to line up his next attack because he doesn't know where Mayweather's head is going to be. But again, look at Arturo Gatti. He's just stuck on the line. There's a decent head movement right there. But look at, again, just what a beating. No head movement, right? His head never changes positions, and he's just getting beaten up. Again, right? Boom. His head doesn't change positions. When is he going to start slipping and getting off the line, right? But his head stays on the back foot almost the entire time. Again, back foot, front foot, back foot, shoots the jab, gets pull countered really easily, even though Mayweather kind of misses that one, right? But look at what happens after, right? Mayweather shoots that shot and then follows his weight. He continues his weight transition to the front foot to get out of the way of his opponent's right hand counter. He also controls him pretty well with his right hand there before he sets up that left hook. Now again, the whole idea in boxing, right, is to slow your opponent's weight transitions so you can find their head. Mayweather can do that anytime he does anything to Arturo Gatti. He knows where Gatti's head is going to be. So he shoots this body shot. He knows Gatti's head is going to be there, and he's easily able to land a right hand over the top. Again, because Gatti doesn't change positions, because at the beginning and end of every one of Mayweather's weight transitions, Gatti's head is in the same spot. So he knows he's going to be able to throw punches there, right? Think about that idea. Common sense, right? How insanely common sense is that? And this is just a small technical problem in Arturo Gatti that is causing him all of these big problems, right? All of these massive problems in the fight, all because he's not transitioning his weight, because he doesn't change his head position when he punches, right? He's not crossing his opponent's line. Now, again, Mayweather doesn't have to do that as much because he understands the positions better than Gatti does. Because he understands, see how he's playing with the front foot, back foot, right? He starts baiting on the front foot so he can pull counter you, right? He wants you to throw an attack to the front foot so he can move his weight back and then back into that front foot through that shot. And again, because Gatti, number one, flaw, shooting the jab from the back foot to the front foot, right? Instead of getting on the front foot and then shooting his jab, right, as a cross, he's using this jab, which you should only use if you're going to use it to set up another position, right? Because you're putting your weight on the front foot. In theory, that's because you want your weight on the front foot. Because maybe you're going to throw a right hand, or you're going to slip a roll, or change positions, right? But Gatti does it just because he's expending all of his body mechanics to land this jab, right? Trying to be as fast as Mayweather and just getting knocked around. Not because Mayweather is fast, but because Mayweather is better at utilizing, right? Mayweather here using the front position, right? The front foot. He's better at utilizing his positions to set up offense than Gatti. Again, because Gatti's only fighting out of one position. He doesn't know how to transfer his weight. You know? Again, if you practice like that guy was saying in my comments yesterday, where you bring your punches back to the same position every time, you will only ever, if you practice every day of your life, just like Arturo Gatti did, you will only ever be as good as Arturo Gatti. That's the limit. That's the ceiling. And that's if you're lucky. Because Arturo Gatti, yeah, man, this guy was a workhorse. He worked hard. Nobody had more heart than him. Nobody wanted to succeed more than him. Well, except for Mayweather, you know, who did, you know, except for the few people that beat him, right? And think about that. Of all the people in the world, only a few were able to beat him. That's still an incredible accomplishment. But if you look at all the people in the history of boxing that have been in this weight class, again, he's never moving his head. He's not changing positions, and easily gets picked off after shooting his jab, right? Back into the same position, gets easily picked off. And now, again, the reason that he's not going to be able to, the reason that Gatti's never going to be able to figure this out is because of the way that he trains. Because he doesn't train in a new way, he doesn't look for new people to challenge him or new things to learn, he's never going to be putting himself in a position to learn something new, right? In a position where, oh, maybe I don't know all of the outcomes of being on the front foot, right? And that's what it looks like here. Very, very seldom does Arturo Gatti get his head from the back foot to the front foot without getting punched in the face, right? Think about that idea too. Again, when you shoot your jab from the back foot, put you in a good position to shoot your right hand, sure. But it's very dangerous if you're not shooting your right hand. But again, it's very, very, very important, you guys, to understand the idea that of all the fighters ever in history, even though Gatti only had a few losses on his record for fighting people in our era, how many people would Gatti actually be better than? Right? Think about that idea. What percent of fighters? Think about it like that. Not just anybody in the world, but think about the percentage of fighters in your weight class that you're better than with that level of skill. Now, Mayweather doing a great job. He knows where Gatti's head is going to be in this entire exchange because Gatti doesn't move it, so he doesn't have to move his head, right? Look at him just coming forward, and Mayweather just says, okay, I'm going to catch that. I'm going to catch that. I'm going to wait for that weight transition. Oh, it's not coming? Control him with the left hand, land a right hand as he crosses his head over the line, right? Pay attention to this, right? Front foot, back foot, right? And look at how that last time he crosses his weight over Gatti's line to hit him with the right hand. Man, Mayweather is so good. Look at Mayweather following him around his line, right? Feinting him, putting him in these positions to land those shots. He's so good. He's so fast at everything that not fast. He's so sharp that he understands these positions so well. He's been through this repetition so many times that he just dominates Gatti. Gatti never even knows where he is in the ring with Mayweather. And the thing is, if he fought Mayweather like 5 times, at the end of it, he might be doing pretty well, right? But you need to get so many rounds with Mayweather to get used to his tactics that you can take away the places where he's most effective. Because most of the time, people don't even understand it. They don't even see it. Like Miguel Cotto how it took him like 4 rounds to figure out that he doesn't want to be clinched up with Mayweather because Mayweather was getting free rounds, right? Think about that, like how insurmountable the fight must be when you're fighting someone who's so fast like Mayweather and he's so smart, and you haven't even gotten to test his defense yet because you spent the first 4 rounds getting clinched and beaten up. And now you have 8 more rounds of actual boxing to do with him, you know? And that you don't know how he's going to fight. But he's had 4 rounds to figure out how you were going to fight on the way to stifling your offense with feinting and probing and a difficult defense, as well as wrestling you, beating you up, and wearing you down on the inside so that you're easier to beat up in the last few rounds, right? But it's just such a... I don't know. It's very difficult to fight Mayweather. Very, very difficult. But again, ooh, not bad there. Changes positions here and then comes back with the counter. Not too bad. But again, never crossing his weight over, right? Think about Mayweather. 1-2 right here. Boom, boom. Easy shot. Because Arturo Gatti is making all the work really easy. It's just not very often that you have someone who's as good as Mayweather get a cherry pick like Arturo Gatti, right? Look at that. He's not changing positions at all. I know he's ducking, right? But as Mayweather cycles from the back foot, front foot, back foot, front foot, front foot, back foot, front foot, right? As he cycles through his weight transitions, smashing his hands into Arturo Gatti, Gatti's head is, you know, even though he's going up and down, he's not actually changing positions. None of those motions actually make it so that he can attack Mayweather or defend himself in any position that's meaningful, right? And again, when he comes forward, his head's in the same position every time. Mayweather's easily able to time this shot on him. And again, this position right here, Mayweather getting on the front foot here, he shoots his jab out of this. He's going to shoot his right hand out of it. And he also uses his pull counter out of it. This is a boxing position, you guys. Mayweather's not a wizard. He just practices. He's just not afraid to get hit in the face. Or, you know, maybe when he was a kid, he used to have to fight and spar his dad all the time. And, you know, maybe that wasn't so nice. I don't know. But it's really fascinating to see. Again, look at him. He never moves his head. Boom, boom. And Mayweather is transitioning his weight. Back foot, front foot. Back foot, front foot. Back foot, front foot. Look at how many times, look at how many weight transitions Mayweather goes through. Right? And then goes back to his corner like, oh, it's just easy work. Okay, back to the, cool, man. Easy peasy. But, yeah, anyway, just such a great fight, a great performance from Mayweather. And mostly, right, I don't want to take credit away from Mayweather, right? I don't want to do that. But Gatti just from the onset, right? Now look at, this is like kind of real boxing, right? See how Mayweather has to control him here and then get him to sit in that position? So Gatti's going to be going back foot, front foot, back foot, right? So Mayweather times him, right? Back foot, front foot, back foot, front foot, back foot, front foot, back foot, front foot. We're counting Gatti's steps right now. Back foot, front foot. Mayweather controls him on the front foot. And then Gatti says, oh, I'm going to get hit in the face. I got to move. So he moves to the back foot. And Mayweather jabs him to the body, right? That's normally the regular ebb and flow of a fight, right? But because Gatti doesn't move his head, it doesn't have to be. Mayweather doesn't actually have to box him because he already knows where Gatti's head is going to be. He doesn't have to probe him to get him to sit into one position because Gatti just wants to be in that position anyway, right? Think about that idea. Gatti got to be in the position that he wanted to be in all fight. All fight long, he was exactly where he wanted to be. And what did we learn about that position? Oh, it's not that hard to beat it up, right? Back foot only, right? Never getting on the front foot. Look at, when you go forward, shoot your jab, and if you try to bring it right back and you don't change positions, because right now he's on the front foot. If he wants to block Mayweather's jab, he needs to transfer his weight from the front foot to the back foot and then bring up his left hand to block. But he can't even get out of the front foot. He doesn't even get out of the front foot because of the fact that he's not changing positions anyway, right? And gets smashed with that shot. I think this, I'm not sure if this is the last round, because I don't know how far into it we are, because it's all like covered up and stuff. But anyway, yeah, just a great performance from Mayweather. And, you know, Gatti making it easy, right? Look at Gatti never changing positions, right? He gets feinted, boom. Mayweather wants him to stay on the back foot so he can land that left hook, right? So he feints him. He tries to block the jab. He goes around the guard with that hook, controls him with the right hand real quick as he transfers his weight to the back foot through the left hook right there, and then back into the right hand right there. Just really, really great control of his weight transfers, and his rotation, right? Boom, 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 right? And all these punches in the middle, if you're a Wing Chun fan or you just came from my Wing Chun video, right? Control, control, hard shot as you transfer your weight back to the front foot, right? So he's transferring his weight to the front foot through this feint, then transferring his weight from the front foot to the back foot through this hook, then blocking his weight transfer here to control and get his footing, and then transfer his weight from the back foot to the front foot, right? So it's tap, 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 but he's adjusting his feet with these motions in between, this kind of, you know, how do you call it? Very efficient motions with his hands, right? Bap, boom, boom. Whoops, I missed one. But bap, boom, 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 right? But those are just so that he can get back into position to throw the right hand, right? So he can get his weight from the front foot back to the back foot. He has to occupy his opponent, right? Boom. He wanted to land that shot. Now he controls Gatti because he doesn't want Gatti to move. Don't move. Don't move. Boom. And then catch him with that shot, right? And then he does the same exact thing in the next motion, right? Don't move, right? He sticks him, like if you're a robber, right? Stick him up. Stick him up, right? With the lead hand. Show him where attack, right? Threaten him. And then attack into the body and the right hand upstairs. But again, look at Gatti's position right here. Boom, 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 boom. When he turns away from the left hand here, right? He's not changing positions. He doesn't get his weight to the front foot, right? Boom. He's just getting absolutely stomped here. Yeah, anyway, this was a pretty long video. I don't even know if anybody paid attention to it. Again, boom, control, boom, boom, right? And it's very similar to the Wing Chun style, right? Because it's not like boxing is that much different. The only thing that's different is we are looking to take advantage of all the space that we create with our control by punching our opponent in the face, whereas Wing Chun is very likely looking to hit you with a kick or attack one of your joints or something with their weight transition. Ooh, good work there. Boom! Gatti actually landed a shot, but he would have gotten hit with the right hand first, I think, if Mayweather actually committed to it. But, good work from Gatti right there. But as you can see, most of the fight is a wash. Gatti actually doesn't even look like a very good boxer here, right? He doesn't even look very good here, let alone like a world champion kind of caliber fighter. And then we look at his training video, and he's a unit. He's a killer. He looks like he's knocking that bag around so hard. He's got great technique, good poise. He's never seemingly out of position, right? But if you pay attention to how fast and how often his weight actually transfers, right? Look at this situation here. No weight transitions at all here. Just tapping the bag. Why are you practicing this, right? This is Wing Chun style punching, whereas these punches are real punches. That's what you're actually looking to do, right? Land those kind of shots. So it's very, very, very important that you understand that the whole reason you're doing boxing instead of another sport is because you're looking to take advantage of your weight with punches. So you use everything that doesn't take your weight, right? Your feints and your probes, just to put you into position. You use those things so that you can use your weight transfer on your opponent later. Again, look at him on the speed bag right here. Look at him not transitioning his weight, not changing positions, right? It's very, very, very important that you hit the bag on the other side too, that you don't just, easy work. This is easy work. This is the most basic boxing routine ever. Every fighter ever should be able to do this. This is not easy, not hard at all. But that's not what you should be focusing on the speed bag. This motion here. You should be crossing your head over the line. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Boom, 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 boom. Every 2 attacks per hand, right? Boom, 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 boom. Right? It's very important that you train your weight transitions, you cross your head over the line, and you actually know how to fight. And how these ideas and these concepts affect the positions in the ring. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on that Patreon. Again, the Patreon is going to be exploding now that I have access to a private gym that I don't have to compete with for space or time, or more importantly, loud music. I'll have an atmosphere where I can talk, not just a place where I can sit down, but in a bag to demonstrate on. So I'm really, really excited. Don't forget to hit me up on Patreon. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, that's what's up, guys.